talk a little bit about OTAs because we are also the home of the Dallas Cowboys. They are up there in Frisco doing some OTAs, and we got some updates from the various media folks that were out there. One of them, and this is always going to be the thing when we start talking about the quarterback, Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott both had comments about Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike McCarthy talked about kind of the advancement that's happened with Trey Lance. They've worked on his mechanics, his throwing motion, and obviously like getting him into, having the right drop and those types of things for a West Coast offense. They seem to be really excited about him, and they say that, obviously they're working for the preseason for him. There's going to be a lot of focus on him, and of course the reason why we hear this is because people are asking them, but does this feel like something where the Cowboys are situating themselves for some level of backup plan should they not be able to find something, get something done with Dak Prescott? One, that, and two, do you think that he'll be capable of it, or are you simply just in a wait-and-see mode when it comes to preseason, what he can deliver?
Say that question again. I want to make sure I answer it properly.
No, obviously, when it comes to Trey Lance, does this feel like a kind of a backup plan for if they can't get something done with Dak? And then also, do you believe that he's coming along well to the point where that's a possibility, or you just kind of want to see it on the field in the preseason?
Okay, I think people are conveniently forgetting there's a guy named Cooper Rush, who I'm not the hugest fan of. I just think Cooper Rush is good. But they know that Cooper Rush can hold it down if Dak ever got hurt. Not that he's going to replace Dak if they can't get a contract done. I truly believe the Cowboys and Dak Prescott will get a contract done. I think Trey Lance is just here in Jerry's, because remember, Jerry out of the blue just signed him. Remember,
traded for him, in fact.
Traded for him, yeah. Traded for him out of the blue last August. I just think Jerry's like, well, let me see if I can make Dak a little uncomfortable, because Dak think that, he ain't got no other, we ain't got no other options. You really don't have any other options, Jerry. I think Trey Lance might be good. And again, we haven't heard anything that he's doing anything wrong. I just don't think that he would be the one that replaces Dak Prescott. And I don't think that they're planning on doing that. I just think that, and I think that Dak Prescott knows, you know what? I have all the leverage in this situation. I'm going to get the money either here or somewhere else, and then they're about to let me go somewhere else. It's just that simple. And again, I'm not saying Trey Lance is a terrible quarterback, but there's a reason the 49ers let him go for a fourth-round pick.
Yeah, he hadn't played enough football yet, and at this point, basically he's gotten scout team reps thus far, so it will be interesting once we get to preseason.
And I only brought up Cooper Rush because, seriously, they know what they got with Cooper Rush. He can hold it down. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not saying, sure. I'm not even talking about long term. I'm just talking about if Dak were to sprain his thumb again.
Yeah, but I think that's that's like backup quarterback territory. And I think if the way that you traded for Trey Lance, it feels like that was a fourth rounder, wasn't it? Like I feel like
it was a fourth round.
You've put him in a place where you need him to become your backup quarterback this year. You need him to take hold of that.
This is the tricky part, and that you're going to watch him play in the preseason. But they know what Cooper Rush did in the regular season. Don't get me wrong. I like Trey Lance more than I'm not a Cooper Rush fan by any means. But Cooper Rush, quote unquote, earned his little spot. He knows his role. They bring him in and he doesn't lose a game.
Now, CeeDee Lamb, Zach Martin wasn't there either, but that was pre-planned due to family reasons.
Yep.
And
it's cool. Look, Zach Martin, for those who don't remember, last year had to miss out because he said, wait a minute, I done hook y'all up on contract extensions and all kinds of little things, and y'all not going to keep me in top 5? What? I'm going to the Hall of Fame. What? You mean I have to miss? So he had actually missed part of training camp. And then the Cowboys said, wait a minute, you're Zach Martin. We forgot. So this year right now, no, Zach's fine. He's just family reasons.
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb not there. Obviously, that feels like that has something to do with the contract negotiations.
Again,
DeMarcus Lawrence not there at this one, and then also Micah Parsons, obviously.
And Micah's doing some boxing stuff. The irony about Micah and the boxing stuff, Micah did an interview with Michael Gelkin with the Morning News when he was talking about him working on the boxing and doing these unique things alone. He was talking about he's trying to be a better leader. And it's like, well, why aren't you in OTAs if you're trying to be a leader? You want to share some of that? And again, I'm not knocking his style. I'm just saying, but you want to be a leader. Leaders are usually around at least the first day.
And this obviously bringing it back to the teams in the Western Conference Finals. Dak Prescott was asked about, the way that these teams are in the conference finals and, kind of what that does for them.
Yeah,
And
the local teams.
yes, and he said that of them being, he said, it's not jealousy, but it fires you up. I want it for them. Go win it. Rangers did it. Other two, go do it. Put more bleeping pressure on us.
Yeah, it's like, don't be left out of the party. Everybody's happy with and again, Dak goes to all of these games. You may not see him on the front row. He's one of the guys who like to be in the suite. And the reason why he's like to be in the suite is because he really wants to like watch the game and maybe hang out with his friends and his family. And he doesn't want to be rude to people. I'm serious. I've talked to him about this. He doesn't, if he's down low or in the crowd, he wants to say hi to everybody and not disappoint people. You know, shake hands, kiss babies, the whole 9 yards. So if he's in a suite, he can just totally relax. And this goes for Ranger games as well.
And I know that like this is the stock answer for a quarterback, but I mean, look, people have talked about it in these ways. The idea of like, look, man, y'all the ones not carrying the slack. Rangers won the World Series, both the Stars and the Mavericks in the finals, or the Western Conference Finals, I should say. And he says, the pressure is there, and so. The Mavericks continuing to add more onto the pressure. They get a big win in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals on the road in Minnesota, 108-105. Luke and Kyrie both 30-plus points. No triple-double in this situation, though. Like that is kind of interesting in it. But we'll have so much more coverage of this here on 105 through the Fan, your home of DFW Sports.